I was walking down the street, feeling kind of neat, when the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Oh, it was a sight to see, my hair flying in the breeze, 'cause the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. People started laughing, they couldn't believe their eyes as my wig flew through the sky. Oh, what a surprise. I tried to catch it, but it slipped right through my hands, 'cause the wind came out your butt and now it's somewhere in the land. Oh, wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Baby, you drive like shit. Did you see that car that you almost hit? I'd rather take the bus instead. Riding with you, I'm gonna end up dead. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. She just ran through, always stop. I ain't trying to get stopped by the cops. Baby, why the hell did I let you drive? It's a miracle that you're still alive. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look out, my girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. My girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. No. Heard you think you're tough. Gotta let you know I will fuck you up. I whoop that ass, talking all that shit, spank that ass till you tap like a bitch. No, I ain't playing, I'm here to kick ass. Whoop that ass, it's time to punch face. I'm the one who brings you pain in the ring. I whoop that ass until the bell rings. Already know that I do not play. Throw a punch like I'm cutting down hay. I whoop that ass every single night. Spank that ass till they stop the fight. I'll tell you the story of a man, a radioactive tip in his hand. His hand 10 times its normal size to help him get his money on time. He knew if a bitch was telling a lie, which was 100% of the time. Superpowers to make a bitch listen, then get her naked with sex-ray vision. Sweep a police station in a single bound, slapping bitches down to the fucking ground. His name was famous across the land. They called him the pimp named Superhand. Oh shit, yeah, the pimp named Superhand. He had powers no other pimp had. Oh fuck yeah, the pimp named Superhand. That motherfucker was super bad. Asking for dinner ain't asking for much. You had one job and still fucked it up. Sometimes you gotta learn respect. I use my pimp hand to correct. It's called a big slap, slap. Come get your face clapped. to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
What's good? You all right, all right. I am here this evening. I apologize about the malfunction. Good evening. Salute fam, salute everybody. Glad to have you come on in. Welcome, welcome. Tonight I have a quick short to share with you all here and content and commentary as usual. And tonight's topic is on our national journalist, Don Lemon, who was arrested. Okay, so we're gonna check out kind of what went down. So I want you all to come on in. You're more than welcome. Please hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, and we're gonna check out what happened to Don. You know, he's a great popular journalist. A lot of us have grew up on, and you know, to my understanding, he was doing his job. So what all happened? What all went down? And let's just dig in a little bit deep. So get your popcorn, get your wine, get your boo thing, whatever you may need, and let's enjoy the show. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and add this commentary real fast. Give me 1 second to the screen here. And we're gonna see what is going on. So let's check it out.
But anyways, that was what happened to me. And I'm going to talk a bit about that with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, because it is important. And she wants to come on and talk about the freedom of expression and the freedom of speech. And I know that you guys want to hear about it. And I know that you guys, really care about me and you care about this country. But anyone who cares about this country should care that this administration is trampling all over the Bill of Rights. I don't know if they've even read the Bill of Rights. They're trampling all over the Constitution. I don't know if they've even read the Constitution. Perhaps they need my little pocket Constitution here, which tells you what the rights are, and that there is a difference between protesting, and there is a difference between protesting and being a journalist. Huge difference. And there's a distinction. And that's not always pointed out in this particular situation purposefully. It's not. And so just remember, as the folks, my friends who have been on the television saying, and by the way, I want to thank all of the folks who have been out there on television, including Ana Navarro, Sonny Hostin, just in the paint going for me, Joy Behar, and even the conservatives on programs have been going and saying this is outrageous and ridiculous. So I thank you for all of that, and all the journalists around the country and around the world. And my heart goes out to everyone who is in any kind of situation like this. Any kind of situation like this. If you look at the Daily Beast is saying Don spills shocking details about arrest, because I do talk a little bit more about it as we went on in that interview. The Guardian is saying the arrest of Don Lemon is a danger to all Americans. And it really is. Senator Mark Kelly is out there discussing the importance of the First Amendment, the importance of freedom of the press, and why this is such a dangerous time in our country. Here's Senator Mark Kelly.
It's not just about Don Lemon, Aaron. This is also about you and every other journalists in this country, if you cross this president, he's going to come after you. And we've never seen anything like this in our 250 years. That's why it's important for all of us to stand up and speak out and point out as frequently as we can the violations of people's rights that we're seeing from this White House.
And Mark Kelly is absolutely 100% right. The violations that we're seeing from this White House, and not just the breaking of the norms, the lawlessness of this particular White House. They're brazen and emboldened, and every time they get away with something, they are surprised they get away with it, and it just makes them even bolder. They just say, okay, well, if we can get away with that, let's see what else we can get away with. And they just they're continuing. So, I don't know what else to say.
All right, so just to give you all a quick rundown, okay, as we know, a couple of weeks ago, the other week, Don was arrested. He was out with the protesters due to what's been going on in Minnesota, and a couple of unalivings by ICE and federal agents sent out by 47. And so there were a group of people, mainly Democrats. It's more of a Democratic state there in Minneapolis, the city as well, and they were protesting. And so as we know, Don comes from CNN. He has a background of education, credentials, doctrine, and so forth. And he's a journalist. I grew up on him personally. I'm sure, he's nationwide. And he used to work on CNN for years, a while back. And so he was out there reporting, doing his job as the protesters and all the activity was taking place and going down. All right, so we're going to continue to listen to what he has to say about his personal experience and what all happened against his arrest and charges being brought forth on him.
I really want to show the video if we can find it, but I understand if it's because it explains things without me having to say it.
All right, I think I have it.
Okay, so I want you to sit back now. If you are a troll or a hater in the comments, and if you are a lemonhead and you love us in the comments, I want you to, like everybody, turn up the buzz, and I want you to watch this and listen to it closely.
Welcome to Wix Harmony. Take the speed of AI and pixel level control.
Sorry about that.
You know that journalist Don Lemon was arrested yesterday by Trump's DOJ for simply reporting at a protest at a Minnesota church. But what you may not know is that the lengths Pam Bondi went through to try to charge Don Lemon. As it says here, the DOJ tried and failed to get arrest warrants from a magistrate judge, a federal judge, and the United States Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit. The grand jury that they convened this week was the DOJ's 4th attempt at criminal action in this case. And that is the biggest joke of this indictment, is that there's 9 co-defendants, and Don Lemon is grouped in here with protesters who set out to go in the church, chant, and make their voices heard. Meanwhile, Don Lemon live streamed this entire event, almost 7 hours of content of before, during, and after this protest. But despite having concrete evidence of what Don Lemon actually did, Pam Bondi said this on Fox News.
Don Lemon on video blocked one of them, screaming, yelling at the pastor.
So I'm going to go through some of the allegations of what they say Don Lemon did on this day, and then I'm going to show you the actual video of what happened. And first off, let's take a look at this interaction between Don Lemon and the pastor of the church. As you can see, would any reasonable person say he's crowding him? He's leaning in close enough in a loud environment to hear him, and has a microphone that is passing back and forth. Now let's see how Pam Bondi and the DOJ describes this interaction. And from the indictment, it reads, with other co-conspirators standing nearby, defendants Lemon, Richardson, and Fort approached the pastor and largely surrounded him to his front and both sides, stood in close proximity to the pastor in an attempt to oppress and intimidate him, and physically obstructed his freedom of movement while Lemon peppered him with questions to promote the operation's message. So this is the end of Don Lemon's interaction with this pastor, and I want you to watch it and see whether it looks like he's oppressed or intimidated or has any trouble leaving this situation.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So that's one of the pastors of the church.
Oh my gosh, did he look petrified or what? Oh man, but it gets even better because later in the indictment, they state at one point defendant Lemon posted himself at the main door of the church where he confronted some congregants and physically obstructed them as they tried to exit the church building to challenge them with facts about U.S. immigration policy. And here's actual video of Don Lemon here supposedly obstructing the door. As you can see, he opens it up here and then stands to the side as many parishioners come walking out. He just basically interviews some of them. This guy comes out with his hands up and he interviews him for a good 5 minutes, but never does he obstruct the door and try to stop anyone from going anywhere. And this is the guy the indictment says that Don Lemon trapped in and was talking about immigration facts with. Let me pull out here and see. This is the exit to the church. Now, it looks like this guy has endless room to leave, but he stays willingly and is interviewed for almost 4 minutes. And that's what makes this entire indictment a joke, because they describe Don Lemon as if he's some guy yelling in people's faces, but every interaction with parishioners like this ended the same way.
I appreciate you giving me your opinion. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And so, yeah, I encourage everyone to go watch Don Lemon's live stream of that day, and you will understand why every judge refused to bring an indictment against this guy. It's a joke.
Okay, so I just want to say real quick that now you got them saying, first of all, let's go back to what was going on in the activity in the events. So the community there in their county, due to the Renee Good situation, due to Alex Farrell crime and ICE activity, and they come to find out, they was informed that the pastor of this church, okay, was a former ICE agent. So they had a personal issue with it. And this was the act that the community chose to do to protest against what's going on. And it was during the church service. So yes, they interrupted the church service, okay? And Don came on the scene as a reporter. And, it was 7 hours recorded, as the narrator just said. It was 7 hours recorded of exactly what Don did, what he said, and what all his activities was for the evening. And he was interviewing people. And so First Amendment rights violated. What's really going on? What is the purpose and why are they after him is the question. All right, we got to look at it a little bit further to feel the need to cause this arrest. And then I'm going to go ahead and let him talk. And let's listen to his point of view and share his experience. But then I'm going to go back just a little bit, go back just a tad, so we can look at these charges to see what actually the federal charges are against him. All right, so let's just, let's see real quick. Let's check it on out.
He's saying, I'm glad that there are actual people, because I hear stories that there are people who are in the mainstream media who are on these panels and they're just spouting off bullshit that they have no idea about. But I appreciate that someone, and it would take a streamer, right? It would take someone who is maybe perhaps an independent journalist or a streamer to actually sit down and look at the video and read what they actually allege and then come to a consensus about what it is. So there you go. Okay. So we're going to have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in just a couple minutes. But first, I want to get a word in from our sponsors, because this episode of the Don Lemon Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. February can be a lot. Everywhere you look, there are flowers, there's candy, stories about perfect relationships. I'm talking about Valentine's, right? And it can feel like everyone else has life and love all figured out. But the truth is, most of us are still figuring it out as we go. Whether you're married, dating, single, or focused on yourself right now, you're right on time. And therapy can help you understand what you want, what feels heavy, right? It can help you understand things in your life and how to take some pressure off. That's where BetterHelp comes in. Their therapists are fully licensed and they make it easy to find someone who fits your needs, okay? You just fill out a quick questionnaire, and if it's not the right match, you can switch at any time. So if you've been feeling stuck or overwhelmed, this could be a step towards clarity. Get 10% off at BetterHelp.com BetterHelp.com/Don Lemon. Again, that's 10% off at BetterHelp.com/Don Lemon. And support for the show also comes from Shopify. Now, when I started the Don Lemon Show, I had to figure out everything, right? Scripts, setup, schedules, branding. It was overwhelming.
Okay, so basically right here, he's doing his advertisement. Congresswoman Alexandra is going to come on there in the state. So right there in the state. All right, but I just want to take it back just a tad so we can see if we can go ahead and view those charges. Okay, let's see. It should be somewhere up in here. Give me just a minute.
This entire event, almost 7
Just passed it. Wait a minute.
nine co-defendants and
9 co-defendants, and this is, as we can see here, and Don is also on there. So those are the protesters that are being charged, right? And it was 9 of them co-defendants, and then they slapped Don name in the mix. All right, so United States of America is the plaintiff, okay, and it is an indictment. Now, I'm gonna tell you too how ICE violated his rights, because no judge would sign off on it. If anything, if he was asked to leave, which we don't see evidence of that, not from the pastor, not from the members of the church, not from any inside source, right? The max they could charge him with, or the most they could do, is trespassing, which is a misdemeanor. Okay, everything is recorded, so no judge would sign off on the indictment, and ICE goes and arrests him anyway. So this is the problems that we're having. This is the issue. Okay, rights violated all across the board. Then I'm gonna go down a little bit further where Don talks in a little bit, in depth of what happened and a little bit more in detail. He was invited to it was an interview he did, okay? And that was on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Riverside helps with the entire process of making a podcast, from recording to edit and even
BI's most wanted, right? The Alabama's most wanted, and New York's most wanted, to fill it, whichever market I was in. And so these guys were professional, they were courteous, and they were kind, but not the original Homeland Security guys that took me in.
When did you realize that this was a very, very big story?
I had no idea. I had a little bit of an idea when I asked to use the restroom, and sort of early in the morning. I wasn't sure what time. I didn't have a watch or anything, so I didn't know. And so I go out, and they open the door to the room where the agents, they're housed, or their office, and there was CNN on a monitor. And on the thing I could see, former CNN anchor Don Lemon arrested in Los Angeles. And I was like, and I said to the guy, I was like, I said, is that happening a lot? He goes, you've been on all morning.
Yeah.
And he says, this is a big deal. But I still didn't, I still didn't know how big a deal it was, Jimmy. I swear to you, I walked out. My attorney said to me on the phone, finally, when I got out, he said, I've prepared a statement. You can rewrite it and edit it, but you need to deliver the statement. I'm like, deliver to who? Like, what are you talking about? And they said, the people who are waiting outside. And so my husband and I walk out, and I see this, like, I don't know how many reporters and paparazzi and helicopters. I had no idea. And I asked my husband, I said, what happened with the channel today? Because I was concerned about, that's my livelihood and my channel and my viewers. And he said, the channel's been going all day. We have your Monique Presley, who is an attorney and a friend, and other folks who were filling in for me. And they said every journalist that has been calling in and coming on the show, and it's been going for about 9 hours.
You got a lot of support from your fellow journalists.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Andy.
All right, so as we see, he did an interview, and so what's really going on? Hey, you all, this is Project 2025. You know, I did a commentary on it with YouTube partner of mine a while back or whatnot. This is Project 2025 in full effect. Are they attacking him because of his personal life? Because he's a homosexual man? Is it because he's a Democrat? You know, he just made the statement earlier. If you don't go along with the orange puppet, the orange clown up in that office in the White House, then hey, he flips on you, and it can even be his own kind. You know, he's out to attack. So you tell me, you all, you know, what do you see the issue is? Rights violated all across the board, and actually last week, Don went to court to they had his arraignment going, and he pleaded not guilty. So he already put his plea in. I think they're gonna have a court hearing for next month, either March or April. So you all tell me, what's your thoughts? I would love to hear from you. You know, fill me in. What do you see is going on here in the situation? Do you see it as violation of rights? You know, why was he arrested? What federal crimes did he actually commit? Until next time, I am your host, Kenique Jackson, here at Scoop for Justice. Please continue to join me where we live, love, laugh, and conquer police brutality. Salute, and let's speak truth to power. Give me 1 second so I can do my outro. Alrighty. Hold on, I'm having some technical difficulty. Give me just 1 minute. I'm not quite sure what's going on with my technical difficulties. Y'all excuse me. Still working on my equipment, still working. I hope the audio ain't got no backlash or anything of that nature going on. Just let me know. Fill me in if it is. I'm still working on my audio and my mic as well. All right, speak truth to power. Let's get it.
What? Another deal one?